Doom has won. Now Emperor of the world, the Latvian despot has unquestionably swayed the public to his side. But the man with the metal mask's rule is by no means unopposed, especially by his eternal nemesis, Reed Richards, the man otherwise known as the Fantastic Four's Mr. Fantastic. But this latest tussle between a couple of Marvel's most famous powerhouses isn't happening with good old-fashioned fisticuffs. And that's why we find ourselves in the middle of a live broadcast, as Doom and Reed prepare to settle their beef like gentlemen, with a formal debate.
Before we begin, Victor, shall we set the stakes?
The terms of this discussion have already been agreed to, Richards. You cannot wiggle off the hook now.
I'd never dream of it, Emperor. But such an event carries no meaning if it carries no weight. How can we argue for the future of our world, old friend, if that world won't change? Unless, that is, you're afraid you'll lose.
Shots fired. But as you'd expect, Reed's bullets just bounce off the metal-faced monarch.
Behold, citizens, Mr. Fantastic. See how clumsily he attempts manipulation. See how transparently he tries to get what he wants. And see, too, how Doom is unafraid, for I do not bargain for what is already mine. And yet, Doom not only accepts your stakes, Richards, Doom raises them.
And whether it's the competitive fire of a champion, or the mere arrogance that comes with absolute power, what Victor Von Doom proposes next proves the man's confidence knows no bounds.
Should you win this discussion, old friend, Doom will step down.
With that, the proverbial bell rings and the two men attempt to show who's truly the master debater between them. There's one problem here, though. Because instead of hiring experts to judge the proceedings, Reed has allowed the unwitting masses to determine the outcome of this war of words. It doesn't take long before Mr. Fantastic realizes the one gaping disadvantage he has in this bout. You see, both Doom and Reed are men of exceptional intellect, but the Latvian despot has something his opponent does not: showmanship. And it is this same showmanship that the same sheep, the people who are supposed to judge this debate, heartily lap up. Still, Reed's confident that sound logic would triumph over crowd work any day.
I have persuasive evidence, Victor, that the events of the Blood Hunt, the very events, I will remind our audience, that led you to both the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme and of Emperor, could have been prevented. By you, sir. You knew what would happen. You knew how many people would die. And Victor, you let it happen.
Mr. Fantastic knows he got Doom where it hurts. But, as he'd soon find out, he had only given Doom an opportunity for a solid rebuttal he's sure the potato-brained members of the audience would accept without further scrutiny.
On December 7th, 1941, years before the Pax Victoris, Japan struck America at Pearl Harbor, and the English leader Churchill, a man repeatedly considered the greatest prime minister in British history and one of, if not the greatest Briton of all time, knew this attack was coming. Churchill faced a choice: warn the Americans and prevent the attack, thus prolonging the war indefinitely, or let events proceed, thereby drawing America into the conflict and hastening the fall of Hitler forever.
The mad Latvian goes on to monologue about how Winston Churchill basically did the right thing. Long story short, the British Prime Minister allowed the deaths of hundreds of thousands to save millions. Here's the thing, though. Reed knows what Doom is trying to play at. It's only too bad that even a man with his big brain can't do anything to stop it.
No, that was never proven. There's no evidence even now, decades after the fact, that the Allies—
Nor has all the evidence been shared, Richards, and much of it has been destroyed. But Doom does not destroy his past, nor does he hide from its consequences. Doom stands before you, unapologetic for the impossible choice he made for your greater good. That is what leaders do, and it is what has saved us all.
Right now, Mr. Fantastic is aware of two things. One, that Doom just gave one of the worst arguments you can give at a formal debate. And two, that he's losing this battle, given how the sheep received Doom's appeal to emotion with thunderous applause. Meanwhile, at the borders of Latveria, A squad of Marvel's greatest heroes not on board with the Emperor's rule prepare to infiltrate Doom's inner sanctum. Back at the debate, Reed attempts to slow down Doom's momentum with a plea to let their debate stick to factual arguments. Instead of giving a straight answer, though, the so-called Emperor proceeds to conduct the precision character assassination of several Marvel superheroes. To Doom's credit, he has a point.
Tony Stark's arc reactor technology could have given the world energy. Clean, safe, boundless. Instead, he encases it deep within a weapon he wraps around himself, ensuring he is the only one who may wield it. The Black Panther hoards his nation's wondrous gifts, insisting all beyond his jealously guarded borders are unready for this bounty. Hank Pym could have ended hunger in a week, an afternoon, yet your friend chose only to enlarge himself. These petty beings of endless avarice, Richard calls them allies, he calls them friend. And you, Mr. Fantastic, the smartest man in the world after Doom, and what do you do with your intellect? You share nothing, you publish nothing, you invent wonders and hoard them within the smallest group of all, your own family. You, Richards, you are the greatest disappointment of all.
The Mad Monarch goes on with his emotionally charged tirade, finally culminating with the point to his long-winded speech.
Your greed, your thundering hubris, ensured that only Doom could save the world. You created the one thing that could finally defeat you. Doom, Richards. Only Doom.
Back in Latveria, the rest of our heroes finally manage to infiltrate Doom's stronghold, where they discover the reason that the man had cordoned off his capital from the rest of the world. An entire human zoo that he uses to siphon off mystical energy, which gives Doom the power he has right now. Of course, they let Reed know about this as soon as they lay eyes on the man's sick magic energy farm. At the studio, Reed has just received word of this gruesome development. And as Doom's about to learn, even someone as clean-cut as Mr. Fantastic knows how to play dirty too.
I apologize, but I must interrupt. I have something I believe the world deserves to see.
And with that, Doom's secret dealings have been exposed. Of course, the man in the metal mask isn't going to let this slide.
Insolence! You dare to!
Yes, Victor, I dare! These people are being tortured!
Given that this is still a superhero comic, it's no surprise that this otherwise civilized farce devolves into fisticuffs. And when Reed pretty much calls out Doom for his bullcrap, what the mad Latverian does makes this live debate look like a snuff film.
You're robbing every one of your citizens of their life force, their future, and you are giving it to yourself. This is how your magic became so powerful. This is how you've been fueling every one of the spells you've cast. Victor, you're sacrificing your own people at the altar of yourself.
Yes, I am Reed, and I would sacrifice 1,000,000 more if I had to. These glories cannot be achieved otherwise, you oblivious fool. There is a cost to greatness, Richards, and it must be paid by someone. The bargain is fair. It gives us our peace, our wealth. We are safe, and we are happy.
At the expense of the lives of everyone else.
The means are more than justified by the ends.
If these horrors are so justified, then why, Victor, do you hide them?
And with that, public opinion instantly turns against the supposedly benevolent emperor of the world as Victor Von Doom rips the flesh off of his greatest rival as if it were saltwater taffy. A gruesome execution caught on camera and broadcasted all over the world. That's all for now, guys. We hope you loved watching this video. Drop a comment to let us know your thoughts about it. As always, please don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel with your notifications on if you haven't already. We've got more Doomful videos for you, so feel free to check out the next one as well. We'll see you soon. Take care.